So it's regular, but it's special. They're always special.
Okay, we're gonna start this regular special council meeting on May 3rd, 2022 by calling it to order with the adoption of the agenda. Does someone want to make that motion? Councillor Charlotte, second by Councillor Palmer. All in favor? Motion's carried. Thank you, Councillor Ryan. And moving on to bylaws. So for a municipal ticket information system, so I passed the announcements from the mayor. My apologies. Just want to make one mention that some of council was away at Sulz last week, taking in the convention. It was really great to be around people and have those conversations with other colleagues from other communities who are going through similar things, and being able to discuss those in person and see some of the presentations was absolutely great. So thank you for those of you, for the two of you to be able to go. I appreciate that. It was well worthwhile. All right, let's move on to 4A, municipal ticket information system. And so this is to reconsider the bylaw. And so I'm just going to basically speak to this just briefly. And unless corporate, Ms. Floyd, do you want to speak to it? You want me to go ahead?
You can go ahead, Your Worship. I think you have the notes there.
All right, good. So we had basically read this bylaw 2306 the third time, but it was incorrect with content. So we would like to reconsider this so the council can pick up where the correct bylaw has left off. That has been given first and second readings. So someone want to put this motion on the table, the first one, number one?
That third reading of the Municipal Ticket Information System Amendment Bylaw 2306 be rescinded.
Seconder for the motion, please, Councillor Charlotte. Any discussion from council on this? And just going back to this, Councillor Charlotte, go ahead.
I'm just curious where the change in the error was.
Ms. Floyd, can you now give us that content?
I sure can. So this happened at the time where we had a bunch of back and forth special meetings a couple days apart from each other. And initially, Development Services had developed the bylaw, but our bylaw services and corporate went through and noticed that there were a bunch of other gaps. So we created a mimicking bylaw, and the original, the mimicking one got first and second. The original went back on for third and adoption.
Okay, so, and now we are basically going to read the original for the third time, correct?
We have to vote on this first.
So,
We have to vote on this first.
yeah.
Rescind it
Yeah.
first, yeah. Okay.
Any further comments or questions regarding the motion on the table? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion's carried, thank you. Item number 2, someone, Councillor Palmer?
That third reading of the Municipal Ticket Information System Amendment Bylaw 2306 be read a third time as amended.
Seconder for the motion, please. Councillor Brooks Hill. Any discussion on this? Pretty straightforward. I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion's carried. Thank you. Moving on to number 6A, staff reports, long-term financial plan, consultation report. Ms. McCabe, do you have anything to offer before I put the motion on the table?
Yeah, I can probably speak to it a little bit. The public consultation period went out. The report identifies the ways that we reached out to the community to let them know that they could provide feedback. I did get feedback from, well, a question from one resident, and then some feedback or comments from another, and those are included in the package as well. Nothing that would result in potential changes to the budget at this point.
All right. Councillor Schiller.
Just noting that these are conversations that we've been talking about before, this impact on the taxpayer of increasing taxation, and looking at the current service levels is we're looking at doing this year. And I think hopefully we'll be able to have a really robust conversation. I'd found the service levels report that was done in 2015 to the previous council, and it looked like it was a series of PowerPoint slides and setups. And I'm really hoping, because I know Talk Revelstoke's been used for a few projects recently, but it's really just another place to find out where to email. It's not really engagement on Talk Revelstoke per se. And I'm really hoping that as we go into that service level review, we can have a more robust discussion using those digital tools. These large documents are really overwhelming for the average citizen to consume and engage with.
Right.
And I think if we made it easier for people to engage on the one part that they are interested in, then it's going to make it more of a bite-sizable process, so that any one citizen only needs to engage on the part that they're interested in. But then hopefully by getting more engagement in those small pieces, we get a more fulsome understanding of whether we're hitting the mark, especially when we get into those levels of service conversations, because you wouldn't engage with all of them necessarily, but there's different stories that could be had there to understand what we should and shouldn't be doing.
All right, someone want to put this motion on the table, and then we can have further discussion if the need be. Councilor Brooksell.
The city's 2022 to 2026 five-year financial plan and 2022 tax rates bylaw be prepared for council's consideration based on the 2036 long-term financial plan approved by council at the April 12th, 2022 regular council meeting.
It's a long one. Second for the motion, Councilor Sherlatt. Any further discussion on this motion? Okay, seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion's carried. Thank you. Ms. Rousseau, any questions from the press?
No questions from the press, Your Worship.
All right, so I'd like to go in camera pursuant to section 90.1 D and G of the community charter. Someone want to make that motion for me, please? Councilor Palmer, Councilor Sherlatt, all in favor? Motion's carried. Thank you. Do we need to change, or we're okay staying right where we are for in camera, Ms. Floyd?